Sokin.
They can never do it like I. When you see man pull up and slide, man stepped in a room with legends, Rio and Steve, you know it's a vibe. Check the podcast, what you wanna know? Don't ask me, go and ask Joe. If you're talking Premier League, he's on the front line and I gotta go. It's a vibe with five, and you already know what it is. It's a vibe with five, and you already know what it is. Vibe with five, and you already know what it is. It's a vibe with five, and you already know this.
Yes, guys, we're back for another episode of Vibe with Five. Now, we're keeping it international here, right? So, England, of course. We just want to take a quick look at their squad. We were talking off air. We said, just bang it on, make it a video. We're looking at England's midfield at the current moment, and you've criticised it, saying it's been a little bit rigid. Can you expand on what it was that you meant exactly for the viewers watching?
I mean, like, when you look at the top nations in football, and this is the thing that I think has been a problem for England forever. I don't think England have enough controllers in midfield, people that are going to slow the game down, knock it side, take the pressure out of the game, and even just dominate the game and try and win that way. I think every time England get to these stages, you start seeing the Rice, I rate him, but then Phillips, just a buster, controller. Like, you're just trying to destroy the game. Henderson, I'm sorry, Henderson can't play possession football. He just can't. And that's why in these games, you go up against Jorginho, Verratti, Busquets, all these type of guys, and England always falls short in their moments because they haven't got the ballers in midfield that can compete against them type of guys. And I think that's always England's downfall. And I'm seeing now, Jacob Ramsey, I'm not saying that he's a controller or anything, but he offers a lot more at this present moment than a Jordan Henderson. Why is he not in the team? Why is Jude Bellingham still sitting on the bench for a Jordan Henderson? Well, I don't get it. Do you get it?
First of all, for Jacob Ramsey, it's too soon for Jacob Ramsey, man. You can't.
But he's better than Jordan Henderson.
But they're different players who offer different things. It's like Jordan Henderson now. When he doesn't play for Liverpool, they're not as good. They're not. It's a fact.
Yeah, that's because he holds Trent's hand.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is there's a role for somebody like him. But what I mean is, I look at it when I was young, coming into England team. I spoke to the experienced players. I was like a sponge. There were moments in games where you'd get a look from a more senior player that would ease you, and you'd think, okay, yeah, I've got Incy in front of me. Or you'd look to the side and you've got, I don't know, you say to yourself, David Seaman's behind me, that experience. There's a times then when probably these guys might not have been the best players in their position, but they're playing for different reasons. And I just feel that someone like Jordan Henderson offers more than just ability in a Liverpool shirt and in an England shirt, and I think he's vital.
But if England were going to a World Cup, would you start in Henderson?
I think it depends on the game, and I think it depends on the occasion. Depends what stage of the tournament you're in. I think there's certain times you need experience. It's valuable. There's going to be moments in games where you're going to need to look over your shoulder, and you need someone who's actually been there and lifted a trophy, knows his way around them areas and them big points in games. And there aren't many of them in that England squad that can say that. So for that reason, I think he is vital to that squad. Whether he plays or not, now that's a different story. That's debatable, yeah. But being in this as a squad member, there's no doubt in my mind. But listen, I'll be honest. If I'm Jude Bellingham, I'm sitting there saying, "How am I not starting in this team?" I understand that.
Yeah.
Declan Rice probably been the best England midfielder in the country this year. Do you know what I mean? But so them two have got massive room to go. No one should be in front of me. But it's more than just about individuals. It's who adds what to the team, what ingredients.
Don't you think that some of these players are in the squad for more than their on-field performance? So if you take, for example, Maguire, it's no secret, not digging him out, but he hasn't had a great season. He's still found himself in the squad.
Yeah, but Maguire, I think Maguire's a very unique case. Maguire and Stones.
Yeah.
Stones don't start all the time for Man City. Maguire's struggled for form this year. If he was sitting here, to be honest, he'd say that. Yeah. But for England, they've never let him down.
I agree.
So I absolutely understand why they're in the squad and why they're going to play. And if I was a young centre-back, I'll be sitting there going, how's he playing? I'm playing better than him. He's been rubbish this year. He don't start, blah, blah, blah. I'll be doing that. I'll be saying that as a young player. But when you have to understand, in an England shirt, there ain't been many better partnerships than them two.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Semi-finals and a final as a runner-up. There's no other pairing in England history apart from the ones at 166 that can say that. So I think they've got every right to have valid reasons to be shoo-ins in that team at the moment.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, there's a lot of talk about bringing Tomori in and stuff like that, but as Rio said, Maguire's actually been solid for England. Like he was in the team with the Euros.
Yeah.
And I think if he wasn't in it, then John Stones could have been in it. So I don't think you can really argue too much of that. I know people look at the club form and say maybe Ben White and these guys should be starting, but I think if your manager, Gareth Southgate, there, he'll be like, I don't care what you do for Ralph Rangnick. You've never let me down. You've never done anything wrong. So you're going to play him. And other countries do that as well. There was a point where people were saying Manuel Neuer's form has dropped. He was still there every week. And Ter Stegen was like the best keeper around at the time. But he was still there every single week. And it happens at countries that managers have their men. And I think with your nation, I can understand it a little bit, but you still got to be performing. That's my thing. You got to be performing. I don't want to keep digging out Henderson because it's not like he's the biggest problem. But, I mean, does he really turn up trees for England like that?
But I think with Tomori, it's a little bit different because I don't think anyone's saying, well, maybe they are saying drop Maguire for Tomori.
Definitely,
I'm not going to lie.
definitely.
They are saying that on Twitter. But, I mean, in general, I think it's probably when you look at Mark Gay getting his chance, and I'm not saying he did badly. I think he did well in his debut. But for someone like Tomori who's doing his thing in, do you know what I mean, Serie A.
Oh, if you're Tomori, you're screwing. 100%. I know for a fact Tomori will be sitting there with these people going, how the hell? I'm near the top, if not the top of the Serie A, and performing week in, week out. And these men ain't picking me, and they're picking other people that are playing at teams that are much lesser. There's no the pressure that I'm under at AC Milan compared to all these other guys. Can't compete. I should be in the squad. But that's how you want him to think. He should be thinking like that. Don't sulk. Say, okay, watch my next few performances till the end of the season.
What does he have to do?
Carry on doing what he's doing. Carry on doing.
Declare
There's no
for
point.
Canada and Nigeria.
But there's no point in moaning and sulking. Do you know what I mean? There's no point in sulking about it. Go and do your thing. Or like you say, go and find the next country if you've got the ability to do that. Wilfried Zaha done it. Do you know what I mean? All these other guys are doing it. But Tomori, he can't do no more than what he's doing there to get recognised. But listen, don't forget, Gareth Southgate's had him in squads before. So he's obviously seen something that he sees is better in other players.
Yeah. Do you think, just like back to when we're talking about the controlling midfielders and stuff, in your time when you were playing, do you think that was a downfall for England that you didn't have those guys that could mix it with the other centre midfielders and stuff on the other teams? Because you look at Lampard and Gerrard, yes, when you get the newspaper, the back of the paper, Lampard's got 2 goals, Gerrard's got a screamer from 30 yards. But when it didn't translate to England because they weren't guys that get on the ball, calm the game down, and actually try and control midfields the way Vieira and Zidane and even Maniche and these guys for Portugal and stuff. They would always dominate them. Always. Do you think that was an issue? I feel like that's translating to England now.
I don't think there was ever that person in their teams. So Stevie always had like Alonso or someone like that with him. Do you know what I mean? McAllister at times before that. Then Frank had like a Makaleli would be the short passer and just knitting things together, and other players, Mikel and that. So they were never that guy. But the bigger, it wasn't about them not being able to play together. It was about every game we played for England, they were a 2 in midfield, whoever it was. We had 2 in midfield against another team who had 3, 4, 5 players in there because they'd create overloads with 3 midfielders and a number 10 dropping in or a wide man playing narrow or whatever. So tactically, we were being outdone. I never had an easy game for England. I never played one easy game where I came off and went, that was a piece of piss.
Well, even because those Macedonians.
Yeah, but we were winning sometimes 2 or 3 or 4-0. But it was like, for the first half hour, graft. Yeah, we'd play against Albania. Dead team. Graft. Because I remember we played against Hleb's team. What's Hleb's team again?
Belarus
away. Bruh. Carnage. Because we're getting overrun in midfield, and it wasn't about Frank Lampard and Stevie or Scholes or Beckham or whoever. Tactically, we were way off. Playing a rigid 4-4-2 most of the time. It's like, don't matter who you got in there. You get the best. Listen, on paper, our midfield of Scholes, Gerrard, Lampard, Beckham,
Don't forget
Owen Hargreaves,
Carrick.
That's 6, yeah, and I could name more, yeah. That 6 there on paper is with anyone else in the world's midfield at around them times. We're in and around it. Top 3, top 4 midfields there on paper. But when you find them together the way we did, you're at a loss. You're probably 10th, 8th, 12th.
I feel like at the highest level, midfield is always the most
It wins the
important
game.
position. World Cup 2018, Modric, Rakitic, they were just doing what they wanted to do on
Took
the pitch.
liberties with us.
Yeah, and in Euros final, Verratti and Jorginho, they were having fun.
Even
We
before
almost
that.
got Jorginho a Ballon d'Or, for goodness sake.
Yeah, exactly. Even before that.
Yeah,
Remember Pirlo?
exactly.
Twice he done it to us.
Mm-hmm.
Get against them. But we just got outnumbered, and I don't know. I think in midfield it's a numbers game. Why were Barcelona so good? Everyone says Messi. Yeah, Messi was great, but don't forget Busquets, Xavi, Iniesta, and then Messi coming in to create the four in the central of the pitch against a lot of teams free, outnumbered, and the best players.
So you're looking at it, and do you reckon England will be playing a less defensive? Like, for example, they had two holding during the
I don't
Euros.
think England change.
You don't
I
think
think
so?
if England change that way of playing at times, I think they can afford to play at that still and still be successful. If they change that, I give them more chance. If there is a little bit more of an offensive mindset, like I think in the final, with a little bit more of an offensive mindset, they're going to win that 2 or 3. But with that experience, I hope they've gained from that game. And you look back at that game and you think England went backwards after scoring rather than on the front foot and grabbed the game by the neck. If they change that, I think they've got a good chance.
So my final question for the both of you: if you're starting, I know you're going to say it depends which game. You're starting England team now. If you're going to the World Cup now, I know it's hard. I know it's hard, but right now,
What formation are we playing?
whatever you want. I would say
4-3-3. 4-3-3.
Or the way that he plays it now?
Go for 4-3-3.
Nah.
Go for 4-3-3.
The way he plays it now is what? 4-2?
4-2.
2, yeah, and he got a 10. But I'll drop Foden into centre midfield personally. I think when he plays for England there, he's decent. I think when he's playing off the right, Gareth Southgate kind of embarrassed him at the Euros. He shouldn't have been playing right wing for England at the Euros, in my opinion. Like, that's not his role. And 2 games hooked. We didn't see him for the rest of the tournament. I think Foden's arguably England's most talented player. I would be playing him. I want him on the ball. I want him making things happen. So I would personally, Declan Rice sitting. You just sit there.
Start from
the back.
The whole team, yeah.
Ooh.
Can I say something?
Yeah.
Kyle Walker has to play.
Yeah, I don't know why. Have you seen the narrative these days? The narrative.
I don't care where he plays.
The narrative these days, they're trying to get him
I
out the
don't
team.
care where.
Yeah,
I don't care where he
though.
plays.
Because of Reece James.
Declan.
matter.
Kyle Walker.
I'm with you.
Defensively,
Yeah, he's
without him, I'm worried because
I get that.
because I was lucky enough to be at almost every England game in that tournament. He was a joke, physically covering people. Other players' mindsets when he come up against him was saying, no, I'm not on it.
Too fast.
I'm not on it. He's
Too strong.
So for that alone, he's in my team.
But that means you have to play a 3 at the back.
Yeah, play it then. I think they'll be better with 3 at the back anyway.
That's
Go on.
tough. He's for a spanner in the works, isn't it?
That's where Maguire has been immense
That's true.
in a 3 at the back. That's where John Stone has excelled for England in a 3 at the back. That's where Kyle Walker was the most dominant defender during that tournament in a 3 at the back.
Then I'll be. It's tough because if it's 3 at the if it's 3 at the back,
Can we come back to this?
3-5-2.
yeah, we need to.
Bro, you can't like, everyone's
It's tough.
anticipating.
3 at the
You're
back.
allowed to change your mind later on in the year. It's fine.
All right, cool. I'll go Maguire, Stones.
Who's in goal?
Walker.
Who's in goal first?
In goal.
Pickford.
You going Pickford?
He ain't let him down. He ain't let him down, bro. In the tournament, he's been brilliant.
Well,
For
you
England.
want Ramsdale in there, innit?
Of course I do.
For England, you
Bro.
can't take him out.
Yeah, I'll go Pickford because of experience. In the right back, Trent hasn't played enough for Southgate, so I don't know what he's going to be like. So
You playing 3 at the back?
yeah, I'm going to go with 3 at the back because Rio made sense with that Kyle Walker. So I'm going to put Reece James or Trent.
That's the one I can't decide.
I don't know. See,
Depends on the opponent.
do you know what? Because of this little Chelsea thing that they got going on, I'll put Reece James just for now because I haven't seen Trent enough for England. And he always seems to like drop out and stuff. Now I've got Chilwell on the left, 100% over Luke Shaw.
He's injured. Well, is he going to be? Well, he'll be back by then, obviously. but
Yeah.
Is
Do
it
you
going
know
to
what
be? Is
about
it going to
Shaw?
be the same?
Are you going Shaw or Chilwell?
It's got to be Shaw, though, innit? For
I'll
England.
play Shaw.
For England.
The
This
only
is
thing
England,
is that
though.
he's not playing because there's a lot of players that aren't playing at their clubs if you're going to play them consistently. So it depends.
I mean, I'll go Rice.
Rice is 100% in this team.
So wait, hang on a minute. You haven't finished.
I pick Chilwell. I pick Chilwell personally.
Right.
And then I'll go Rice and I'll go Bellingham.
So who was the third centre back in the middle?
Stones.
Stones. Okay,
Stones,
cool.
Maguire,
Rice
and
and
Walker.
who? Rice and
Bellingham. Yeah. And then I've got Foden just in front of them.
Mm-hmm.
100% Jack Grealish off the left-hand side.
Whoa. Wait. If Sterling is not in your team,
Is that too many players?
if Sterling's not in your team,
5, 3, 2. Oh, yeah, I've got too many players.
if Sterling's not in your team, bruv,
No,
I'm
Sterling
gonna
would have been in
flip.
my team on the right, but now I've got too many players. Now I'm not playing a 3 at the back. Sorry, I'm not playing a 3 at the back. Now I'm not playing a 3 at the back. I need the ballers out there. I'm going back to 4-3-3. Sorry, Kyle Walker. Sorry. I'm going Reece James, Stones, Maguire, Chilwell.
You're getting pumped.
Yeah, I like total football, you know what I mean? So then Declan Rice, Jude, Foden, Grealish, Sterling, Kane. That team will win the World Cup. That team would win the World Cup. It's got possession, it's got grafters, it's got energy, it's got goals.
I think you can see goals though.
I mean, you got to take risks. Italy won the Euros with a 38-year-old at the back.
Yeah, but their system was a madness. They played. The system was, and they had controllers. Variety controlling things, orchestrating. Bro.
But that's why you need Jack Grealish dropping in with Foden, linking up. That's the ballers in my team. You know what I mean?
Southgate don't play Grealish.
Yeah.
This is another issue. You know what I
Don't
mean?
play
Like,
Grealish.
who are you going then?
Ooh, I'm gonna go 3 at the back because I think that's our best chance. Kyle Walker. You know what I'm gonna go? Maguire on the left. Kyle Walker central. Reece James on the right. Trent on the right wing back. Shaw left wing back. And I'm going to go. I'm going to go Declan and Bellingham. And then I'm going to go. I mean, I've got left 2 in it.
You got
Got 2
no,
left.
no, you got 3.
No,
Yeah.
you got
3 left.
you got
3
you
left.
got-
So I'm going to go Foden in the hole,
Yeah.
and 2 strikers.
And that's
Who's that? Kane and
Sterling and Kane.
so. What was the
Bruv,
difference?
I will dominate that midfield. The middle of the pitch is getting dominated.
What's the difference between my team and your team?
Yours
Oh,
is a 4-3-3.
Walker and Grealish. Okay, yeah.
Walker, just that. Imagine that defense. Imagine Reece coming out with a ball. Reece James coming into midfield because he can do that. Played midfield as a kid. Trent out on the right wing back.
Wait, so where's Walker?
Centre.
What's this fantasy football?
No, mate. He's covering the whole back line on his own.
So wait, you're gonna put Maguire, Walker, and Reece James? Nah. And you said I'm getting pumped.
Bruv.
You said you're getting pumped.
I'm dominating. You see my midfield? Declan, Jude, and Foden dropping in as a number 10, coming back to the midfield, and then 2 strikers, free roll to Sterling. Go where you want. Kane,
getting pumped.
hold the ball up, run behind.
Nah.
We'll see. Guys, let us know what you guys think in the comments.
This is why people want
team-
me as the coach. I see the game different.
Guys, let us know what you think. Obviously, international break. We'd like
My
to
team
hear.
beats his team.
And
trust me.
what teams and what players stand out as well? I think it's been really interesting. Like, let us know what players you think are standing out, not just for England, for any international team.
Jacob Ramsey's in my squad as well.
Is he?
Emil Smith Rowe, Saka. Look at my bench. It's nuts.
That's the same with
Rashford.
me though. Rashford. Oof.
Well, you're not picking Rashford?
Rashford. Hey, I don't know at this point. I don't know at this point.
I would get Rashford going and that he would actually be starting in my team.
Ooh, really?
I would get him going. That's what I could do to him.
Yeah, then why don't you join Ten Hag in the
The
start?
life I'd give him.
Join Ten Hag. He's calling
You know,
you.
like
innit?
when you're starting up one of them mad ninja bikes, Ducatis, I'd start him up quick. Rev.
Guys, myself, Joel Beya, Culture Cams, Rio Ferdinand, and we'll be back soon. Peace.
England.